What's good, guys? So, just want to come on here and give you an understanding of UCAD and CAD JPY today. Know we already discussed it in the chat, but wanted to give it, make a video for you guys who may not be able to go back up and scroll up and actually see what we have going on. So, give me a second. Let me share our screen for us. Okay. Okay. So, basically, I'm going to show you guys our before and after, just to give you the mindset on what I was looking for myself in this pair, the mindset going into it. Also, just looking at our folders that we have on Forex Fact. Forgive me, man. Been drinking this coffee. It got me fucked up right now. Not a big coffee drinker. Okay. So yeah, man, just give you guys a little understanding real quick. Let me find our screenshots from our before. Just to give you a little insight, this is on my trading view page under my ideas. So you guys can come up here. It's listed as the UCAD will history repeat itself. This was the mindset going into this trade. Just wanted to see what price was going to do. We were nearing these previous areas in which this high was respected. My goodness, I cannot speak. I've been doing this on Instagram all day. I've explained this probably like 5 times, but it's okay. So still can't get it right, but it's all good. Look at these highs, man. Look where we were coming from. Okay, so in our previous move, our previous bearish movement, we set a low. Okay, we came up and we set a high. Okay, so this is our first time. This is when this is our first time this resistance area was made. Okay, we can actually target it right here. Price drop down, but we're going to equal these highs out. Okay, guys, we're just going to equal these out just to give it as one. So we're going to target it as 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're looking to see where price came from these previous lows. It made this high. We got a wick to the upside where price basically made this high, went down. It extended this high again where we see these wicks to the upside. Didn't have enough momentum to test this previous high to form these candles to the upside. So we got a hard rejection. Off of this hard rejection, and understand, take this into consideration, guys. This is on a daily time frame, okay? So this big daily candle right here was a big rejection, signifying for this start of this movement, okay? So we tested this, and this is, I like to say, this in-between area. Basically what it was our previous highs that needed to be broken in order for this to become a bullish trend, okay? So looking at our price right here, we see price came and made these lows, went back up to test these highs. We found a little retest here, consolidation range within here. Ultimately, we see price moving back to our highs, testing these same highs from before, okay? This 1.330 area, or 1.333 area, I'm sorry, 1.3330 area, okay? And so in price dropping down, making this low again, going back to our previous lows, testing our previous lows, this previous support in which it was respected, where price came down in this previous movement and our prior trend, where price didn't have enough momentum to break even lower to continue to be bearish, okay? So let's take this into consideration, okay? This is why the idea around this whole thing is, will history repeat itself? Because in us looking at the markets right now, this is the type of mindset that I like to use with dealing with people. If somebody shows you their mindset and their actions and what type of person they are, in one situation, you should expect that in the next situation. You shouldn't expect anything less, okay? And so it's just a mindset of how to target or how to execute or what to look for around these areas, okay? And not necessarily saying that market has to go down within this area. Why? Because it's in the previous area which it was before. It looks the exact same, but these are the characteristics in the market that you need to be aware of. Just to have some type of insight of what the possibility could be. Okay, so the fact that prices here in the previous time before, price was tested these same highs, 2 times prior and was not able to break. Okay, so the fact that price wasn't able to break should give you some type of insight. Okay, that this resistance area right here is respected. And when I say respected, I like to use the analogy or the mindset of it testing somebody. So in me teaching price testing a trend line or price testing a support resistance zone or area supply demand zone, the testing aspect, trying to add characteristics to it. So if you have the mindset and somebody's testing you, somebody's trying you, somebody's trying to break you, if you're getting into a fight with somebody and somebody's testing you, they're going to keep testing you because they want to break your freaking face. You know what I'm saying? So the mindset behind testing, okay? So testing the zone, basically what it wants to do is trying to figure out, do we have enough momentum? So do I have enough power to break this? Do I have enough power to break this phase, break this resistance? You get where I'm coming from, guys? So understanding our candlestick placement. And this is why I stress to you guys understanding candlestick formations, understanding how your candlesticks are forming, what time frames you're using, so you can have an understanding on what's going on. Okay. So understanding that this is a daily time frame and the significance of these areas are solidified. Okay. So like I was telling you before, price made the rejection off of these previous highs. And as we can see where we are currently from this previous low, this high was our target. Why? Because this support level, it was respected. It didn't have enough bearish momentum to keep pushing down. So the fact that it didn't, we should be looking for an upward move. What gave us another confirmation was also this is our daily time frame, and we have this our first engulfing candle on the daily time frame. Beginning this bullish trend for us. Signifying that okay, we have some momentum moving to the upside, and we're going to start seeing a bullish type move. And so what we did, we see our bullish move, a retest to our downside, basically being our highs in our previous trend, which we needed for price to break to become bullish again. Okay. And so as we can see, price tested this area again. And so in price testing this area, we see these wicks to the upside. History is replaying itself. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that price did not have enough momentum to keep going up, we're starting to see some type of indecision, some type of consolidation within this range. It reached our target. Okay. Testing these lows again, we should be looking for that type of mindset, that type of move. And so if we direct ourselves to forexfactory.com for today is the 4th. Okay. So looking at last night, we didn't have a lot of news. We had some AUD news, GDP. But coming in today, we had some USD news that it was a red folder, and we had some Canadian news that was a red folder. Okay. So before we hopped onto the bias of this just being a short, this just being a sell, we needed to make sure that our first USD news today that came out at 6:15, we had to make sure that this was enough. I actually don't even think that's the right time. It says 6:15 up there, but I think it came out at either 8:15 actually. It came out at 8:15. Don't know why it's showing 6:15. Maybe be on another time zone. But it came out at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time for me. So like I said, just waking up, allowing the markets to move, allowing that to play out. And what actually happened was, you guys can see the forecast they were expecting was 137. It was horrible. It was 67K. Get what I'm saying? So that's signifying the weakness in the USD going into it. And so the fact that we did not see the fact that we did not see any type of USD strength coming from that news event just gave me even more confirmation that the CAD news would give us the movement that we're looking to the downside for these USD CAD pair. Okay. And so like I was saying, just give you an understanding of what we were looking at before. We just wanted this daily candle to start pushing down. Every time I try to do this replay tool, it doesn't work. So this is why I have my screenshots. Don't know why. We did get an update. Okay. So history did repeat itself. And we start getting our move down, okay? And so, like I said, in us targeting our CAD news, it stayed the same. Our interest rate stayed the same for it, okay? Basically strengthening CAD, understanding that we had some weakness in the USD. The fact that it did stay the same just means that they're doing well. They're doing well. They're doing well in the economy for themselves, and no need to change it. Everything's going all right. So that's going to bring some strength into the CAD, okay, guys? Just give me that understanding. Looking at CAD JPY now, as you can see, still pushing higher right off of our lows. This is what Reggie had brought up to us this morning, but just give you guys an understanding of before and after. So this is where we were. This is the before, okay? And this is when we first started getting our first movement down from our bullish candle last night. This was this morning, 8:50. This is when we started to get our first movement off of it, testing our lows again. And we just wanted to make sure that price was going down. We wanted to make sure that this wasn't a fake out. We need to give our confirmation, basically in prices breaking this low, testing this low, and breaking this low. Okay. So this was the one at 2:10 a.m. Forgive me. I was ahead of myself and the screenshots were out of order. Okay, so this was at 2:10 in the morning. As we can see, we're starting to get our bearish momentum. Our candles are rejecting from these previous highs with a couple of our wicks to the upside coming off of our targeted zone, okay? And so in price dropping, we see these bearish candles start to form. And so in us seeing these candles start to form, what I like to do, what I like to typically do is go down to the lower time frame to get a little bit more in-depth view to see, okay, this is what we're looking for. This is what we're targeting. And this is the type of candlestick placement and movement we're getting formed within this area, okay? So the mindset on this, guys, is testing this low. Prices came up and made a high. So if price wanted to become bullish, it needs to break this high here. If price wanted to become bearish, this is the low that it needs to break, okay? So we're just identifying the low and the high that we need for price to break to the upside and downside, okay? This is giving us our confirmation. All right, so in price moving higher, give me that, they're doing something crazy. Okay, yeah, but in price moving higher, we see price made a high, price made a low. This was our first low in which we needed a target for price to break. So before this happened, okay, and we can use our replay tool. I'll give you the understanding with that also. But before any of this happened, price came up and made this high and made this low. So in price rejecting off of this low, in price extending, we got this wick, in price trying to drop down. We see price didn't have enough momentum at the time it dropped down. We should be expecting for some type of either break, some type of respect, or some type of retest of the downside within this area, okay? And so understanding that in a break, we would need some strong bullish candles to the upside, breaking and retesting to the upside within this zone, okay, to signify a bullish. We didn't get it. We got a rejection to the downside with a double top formation, just signifying that we did try to test it once, price rejected, tested it again, and price dropped, okay? So understanding that, price tested our low again. So in price rejecting off of our high and now testing our low, our new analysis and mindset should be, okay, since we have this high being respected, it's not being broken. Currently, we have a double top formation. This is on a 3-hour time frame too, guys. So this is, you know, a little bit more credible in of the mindset of understanding our structure, okay? We never got an official break, okay? We got a fake out. And to give you guys a little bit understanding of what I mean on a fake out is off of this drop here, we see we have some type of momentum, okay? We got our bearish momentum, prices breaking below our EMAs. We got our retest, but understand our retest was not below, okay? And understanding our zones and understanding our levels, there's not necessarily one line that the price has to break below, but understanding the zone. Our zone that price needs to break is within this area here. Okay, and like I say, when I'm targeting zones, I like to target the bottom of the previous trend candle to the top of the closing of that trend candle. Okay, so the bottom of the body, or you can even do the wick or the body just to give yourself a little bit more leeway and confirmation. So basically, within this range would be from this wick right here to the most relevant body candle, what would be here. So it would be from this zone to this zone here, targeting this area that needs to be broken. As you can see, price rejected and respected that area based off of false move. And this is for people who are impatient, where people see, you know, price dropping or it retested. Oh, it's making lower highs. You know what I'm saying? It never broke our structure. You get what I'm saying? Never broke our structure. So in price dropping, we got a hard rejection right back to the upside, consolidated a little bit and went back up to test these highs, okay? So basically in price going back up and testing these highs, probably some people may have had stop losses here. You know, just going back up to test these orders. As you can see, we got, you know, 2 big rejection candles to the up and down side. Off of our EMAs, just showing a lot of indecision within here. So we really didn't have enough confirmation in entering prior to our news, okay? And so price dropping, price going up, making these highs. This will be our this will now be our 3rd time testing these highs. You get what I'm saying? So in price testing this high a 3rd time. It didn't break the 1st time. It didn't break the 2nd time. It's testing a 3rd time. So the fact that it's testing a 3rd time means that also the support is holding up. So the mindset is coming into the movement type now. Okay, our support is held up and our resistance has held up. So I really need to wait until I get a clear confirmation for me to enter any type of pair, any type of position for this pair. Okay, and so just like I said, just giving you guys an understanding of the mindset before. This was coming off of the USD news that we had, where we didn't get the expectations that they wanted. Like I said, it was supposed to be 137K. It actually was 67K. Forgive me. And we're just now waiting for our CAD news to figure out whether it would be greater for the CAD or if it would be lesser for the CAD. And it ended up being greater because the interest rates stayed the same, strengthened the CAD itself against the dollar, and that's what we got. You get what I'm saying? So our initial entry, and I know a lot of people, this tends to happen with a lot of people also, as far as knowing when to enter off of these news events. Okay, so what I like to key and what I like to target is the type of momentum we have from it. Okay, if we're getting a strong area, if we understand that we're in a very respected area and we get a big push, a big engulfing candle, or a big momentum candle to the downside in my direction, I'm entering. Okay, majority of times when we have when we're entering, I'm looking for a retest is because it's basic technical price. We're allowing price to move itself. There's no fundamental drivers that's backing it. But like I say, when we have a big event as far as interest rates dealing with a certain currency pair, interest rates, GDP, non-farm payroll, the NFP for non-farm payroll, CPI, just depending on what pairs you're dealing with, they are very impactful. So this is the type of market flow and experience that I'm telling you guys, I want you guys to incorporate into your day-to-day trading experience and your journey, because they're beneficial. A lot of people don't like to say that they that they trade the news. A lot of people don't trade the news. A lot of people stay technically sound, but I like to use the news as a cheat sheet. I mean, it gives me the insight on what it is that I'm looking at. Okay, it gives me the pair that I'm looking at, how impactful it is, what it actually is, the details for it. The expectations. So basically, if they're expecting it to be good or bad, and what it actually does. I mean, it's a cheat sheet. If a teacher gave you a cheat sheet on a test, you'll be stupid not to use it. I don't care how smart you are. You know what I'm saying? You can study for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? But still, just to have that extra sense of reassurance. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you're stupid because you don't trade fundamentals. I'm not saying that at all. Please don't get my words twisted up. But I'm saying just the mindset of beginning traders and giving themselves, confirmations on what they're looking at to give them more confidence. Come on, man. Use forexfactory.com. It's basically a cheat sheet. It is a lagging indicator, basically meaning that it goes through a series of servers and everything to present it to you on Forex Factory after it's actually released. It's probably a couple seconds off, not directly, you know what I'm saying, as far as market execution. But it gives you insight, man. It gives you understanding of what you should be looking for. Okay, and so, like I said, just following up on it, USDCAD, and as you guys can see right now, it hit our take profit. We only wanted we wanted a tight stop loss. Our stop loss was only 15 pips. Understanding the type of news that we would get. So if price was to spike to the upside, I'm okay with losing 15 pips with the 15 pip loss. I was not worried about it at all. But we were targeting our 45 pip drop basically off of our previous lows. Okay. So our area that we targeted was 1.325 from the spike. It really wasn't expecting this spike to be this significant right now. I was expecting it for it to test this EMA, get a retest, and then drop a little bit more. But it didn't. So, I mean, it's fine. We were still in profit. Still everything's going our direction. This was a CAD JPY. Crazy thing is, we knew CAD was going to rise. We knew CAD was going to strengthen off of the pairs. Only thing I literally got to do was draw a trend line. And as you guys can see, it respected the trend line. I'll actually go in and I can mark it up for you guys. But just to give you a little bit insight on UCAD and where we are right now, currently testing our previous lows in which we already identified. Currently up 55 pips, 10 more pips in which we are. We already took profit, 10 more pips in profit in which we already were up. Like I say, just we were expecting this move. I'm expecting this for price to come all the way down, as you guys can see. But we're just securing profit right now, not being greedy, understanding what we got. And I was actually looking for a retest. I was looking for the retest to be a little bit higher. On the 15-minute, it already retested. So if you guys understanding our retest, okay, this is another entry for this is another area for entry, okay, and price dropping, okay, got our strong news candle, strong momentum candle, all right. Price has already retested. Price has retested to make sure it doesn't have enough momentum to reach that area again, okay. And understanding this, and this is what I like to do for NAS, for U30, for majority of all my pairs. As far as scaling in, this is something that I learned from Q, just being confident within yourself. You don't necessarily have to put a high lot size or standard lot size on every single pair because you want to catch those 20 pips and make $200. You know what I'm saying? But understanding the market to be able to understand understand the market to be able to understand the movements it gets, so you can be able to scale in and add more positions to your already profitable position that you're already in. You know what I'm saying? So it's just giving you guys the understanding of what the market's doing, okay? And so in the flow and the characteristics of it. And so in me telling you that, like I said, we got our first candle that was amazing. You know what I'm saying? This was a 45 pip candle, damn near, from the top to the bottom. 60 pip candle. Excuse me, that coffee's catching up to me. 55 pip candle, you know what I'm saying, from top to bottom. And price retested halfway. So it retested just about like, I want to say 25 pips, which is understandable. This is on my story on Instagram, you guys probably have already seen it. We were expecting that. We wanted that. And then price dropped, okay? So in us understanding the levels that we need to know to make sure that price is going to drop, let's scroll down to our lower time frames. And so For USDCAD, the lowest I would really go is 5 minutes. I wouldn't really mess with the 1 minute or 3 minute on TradingView, just because it's a lot of volatility. You don't want to fuck your mind trying to figure out a lower time frame that really doesn't have anything to do with the overall structure, what can be showing bullish and it's really bearish. Okay, but giving you guys an understanding for another entry. Okay, so another entry off of this scale and off of this retest. Okay, price came down and made this low. So this is the support that price made. Okay, price now rejected from this low and retested to the upside. This is the move that we want. We want to retest to make sure that price does not have enough momentum to continue to test the previous area it was from before. Okay, so this is giving us more confirmation to our shorts, more confirmation to our overall bias of USDCAD. So it's in our favor right now. Okay, so in price going up and testing these highs, we see the high that it made. Okay, now in between this high that it made a low. Okay, so in price making this support level, testing the support level, price went up and rejected. Okay, so we got our first rejection to the upside, and we got our retest to the downside, making sure that price didn't have enough momentum to keep pushing down now. Okay, price pushed up again. We got another retest. Why? Because we're now breaking a previous high in which we had some type of indecision on this lower time frame for these 5 minute candles for this pair. Okay, third rise, we had it, boom, and we have a hard rejection. So this is the high that we're now targeting. So off of these highs that we made, we can just draw little lines to give you a visual confirmation and understanding of what levels we're targeting. Okay, so in us targeting these levels, we see that this is a low that was presented to us. Why? Because price went up, retested, made a low, and rejected. Okay, to the upside. So the fact that price is rejecting down now, it's no longer pushing higher. We got our retest. This is a valid retest for us. We're getting enough confirmation. Our next candle on a 5 minute is bearish. On top of that, it's engulfing. Okay, so now what should we be looking for? And this is just giving you an understanding to actually look at the solidified structure in it being broken and the retest. Sorry, my computer's going dead, but we'll get it together. But we see it. We see our levels. Okay, we see our support. We see our indecision. We see our rise. We see our retest. Okay, we see our rise. We see our retest. We see our rise again. We see our drop. We see our retest. And we now see price starting to form these lower highs. Boom. This is where we need to be entering at. Okay, this is what we need to be looking for. Looking for price to break this low off of a retest. And that all that retest is basically telling us is that price does not have enough momentum to keep rising. Okay, so on top of that, price tried to break above our EMAs, didn't have enough momentum. We had a hard rejection, retested twice, and we see this hard rejection off of this off of our EMA. This is our signal. This is our entry. Okay, so understanding that this is our entry. Currently, if you were entering here, your stop loss would have been anywhere between 10 to 15 pips above your previous high. Okay, and I'll just say 15 pips just to be sure. You know, and you should be okay with losing 15 pips with a 15 pip loss. Just to give the market some leeway to move higher. Okay, just if price wants to extend and take out these stop orders, you know, we will still be in the blue. Basically, if price was to break above this EMA, we know that price is now changing its trend, and we will be okay and subject to loss because we know that the trend is now changing opposed to our favor. Okay, so we see our rejection off of our EMAs, breaking of our low off of this rejection. That's our entry. Okay, price moving down. We got another retest, just trying to make sure that price doesn't have enough momentum to keep pushing higher. It didn't and continue to drop down lower. This will be another entry for us for a scale in. And then from that current area itself would have been up another 20 pips just off of a retest. Okay, off of our initial 40 pip drop from our 45 pip initial entry, and us breaking this low. You could have price would have retested another 20. Well, price would have reversed 20 pips, retested 20 pips to the upside. So we would have been up in profit 20 pips. Okay, just 20 pips from our original trade. Price dropping, now we're scaling in, adding another position. Price is now currently lower than it previously was, so we would be up another 40. We would be up our original 45 pips along with another 20 pips, with a total of 60 plus pips between this one pair of just being able to understand how to scale in and take advantage of another retest. And as currently right here, this is the type mindset that we should be looking for. And price now making these lows, starting to test these lows again. Price retesting to the upside, not having enough momentum to keep going, not to show that we have this bullish momentum, and now continue to make these lower highs to test these down, to test these lows. You get what I'm saying? These are the mindset that you need to be able to understand and identify. Yes, it's on the 1 minute time frame, but it's still solidifying this structure. You get what I'm saying? So the mindset, but just understanding the mindset that comes with it, guys. I just wanted to give you the insight behind UCAD today. Just just what we're looking at, how easy it is to be able to spot these types of moves if you're able to understand, the principles and the strategies that come behind. And as you guys can see, we're still dropping. Like the mindset, guys, the mindset. Be focused on the things that matter. Don't be focused on the things that work for others. Focus on the things that work for you and yourself. Okay. And like I said, man, we're just eating right now, guys. So I just want to break this down for you. And I'll show you CAD. Let me see. Got 17% left, so we should be good. We're gonna look at CAD JPY real quick, and I'm just gonna show you just the structure being broken outside of our fundamental aspect. Okay, so here, just looking at our lows and our highs, we're gonna identify our high. Change this. These are our take profit lines from earlier. Change it to blue. Okay, we're gonna make our high. We're gonna make our low. Okay, and so what we're doing within this range, we already found our high and our low. We found the highest areas being within this range. We're in a 45-minute, just giving us the in-depth look, okay, of the hourly time frame. And we found our low from the lowest point has been within this trend, okay? So understanding this, if you want to draw fibs, okay. So from us drawing fibs, we want to draw from our previous high to our most relevant high to our most relevant low, okay? So I'm going to target this low here just because that wick is below. And it being that low, price came down, retested, wasn't able to break any more momentum, and then rose higher, okay? So just understanding the mindset with your fibs, okay? So our 0 to 23 zone, I don't have my 23 zone up here because we know that's a consolidation zone. We don't want to trade within that range. Using the fibs strategy itself, I'll show you guys the structure aspect in a second. Just looking at our fibs, we see our indecision on our 38.2 zone. We see our test to the upside, a retest to the downside, and a break on it. Our 61 zone, we see our retest to the downside and a break to the upside. Understanding this overall follows our trend direction to the upside, CAD strengthening. That's just using our fibs, okay? So understanding structure and what we're looking for on these lows. Okay, so prior to what price is doing, prior to where price is now. Forgive me, I was a little tongue twisted. Prior to where price is now. Say that 5 times fast. Prior to where price is now. Prior to where price is now. Prior to, fuck it, looking at that. But yeah, looking at this structure, guys. Okay, so we have our highs, we have a low, we have another high, we have a low. So let's go ahead and mark these off, and we're just going to give you guys a visual understanding, a visual confirmation with lines. Okay, so we're going to target this low with that line. Okay. We're going to target that low with that line, and we already have our target low with this line here. And say, okay, so let's do the same thing for our highs, okay? So we have a high here that's targeted, and we're going to change the color here so we can see a little bit more in depth. So we're going to use red for our highs. We have a high here, and then currently our previous highs. Let's go ahead and change this red also for you guys, okay? So understanding structure, okay? Before we have news, before anything happens, we're looking at our structure just to figure out what areas need to be broken to the upside and downside. CAD, we have a double bottom here, okay? Where price came down, tested, retested to the upside, was not able to break. So we made our high from our previous low being formed, and price went back down and tested these lows again, okay? Understanding the structure and the market flow and the mindset between these moves and the pair itself and the news events we had today. I'm just trying to check my computer battery charges up front, so it's taking it slow. We want to see what levels need to be broken to the up and downside, okay, guys? To the downside, our area of 8.815, say 8155 needs to be broken to the downside, and to our upside, the high that has been made off of our previous low that needs to be broken in order for price to move higher, okay? So in price dropping down off of these lows that it's made, so from price starting here, price dropped down, made a new lower high, price dropped down, making a lower low, made a new lower high, price went down again, made a new lower low, made a new lower high, and price came down again and made a low, but that low equaled out on that previous low. Okay, so the fact that that low equaled out on this previous low, it's asking us, or it's giving us the vibes of, okay, do we even have enough momentum to keep going down? The fact that these lows equaled out, okay? First mindset. So then the second mindset is giving yourself enough confirmation to make sure it's not. Okay, I'm on a 15-minute time frame, but typically, you want to use a 1-hour time frame to understand your structure, to give you the type of movement that you want to look at. Okay, and so basically, just giving us these these engulfing candles. Okay, so right here, this would not have been enough confirmation for us to enter. Why? Because we're not engulfing anything. Price is still below. We're still looking for this bearish momentum because we still have a lot of bearish momentum candles forming. Okay, but going down and looking at the structure on the 15-minute time frame, this is how we can execute these sniper entries. Okay, guys. So like I said, looking at this previous high on which price was before, we see price to the downside. Like, there it is. We see price to the downside. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. We're getting shit up. Okay, see price to the downside. Respect it, guys. All right, wasn't able to break it. Was not able to break it. Price moved higher, and we see these bullish candles start to form. Once we got our retest, and like I said, this is on a 15-minute time frame, so this isn't solidified just yet to give us enough confirmation. But once our 4 o'clock candle came, we got the momentum we needed. Okay, we had the momentum that we needed to break this previous high. So once we broke this previous high, what should we be looking for? Because this is not a news candle, a retest. Okay, so prior to news, I know a lot of people don't like to be in trades prior to news just because, you know, it's subject to go anyway. But understanding that the structure was broken before news came. Okay, so looking at price broke above our highs. It retested to the downside, testing our EMA again, allowing us and letting us know that we have a lot of seller exhaustion to the downside, a lot of wicks, not giving us enough momentum to keep pushing down. We should be looking for an upper move now. As soon as our candle hit, as soon as our news hit, another confirmation. So in us entering, we should be looking for price to break above this high. Okay, a price to break above this high, a momentum candle, an engulfing candle, and a retest. That's 3 confirmations right there that gives us the mindset and the understanding that we need to be able to identify this trend. Okay, so in price retesting, basically saying, okay, in price retesting, it's trying to figure out, do we have enough momentum to keep pushing down? We don't. We have our wicks of downside signaling that there's not enough seller pressure, okay, seller momentum or seller pressure to push markets down. Okay, that's literally what we're looking for. And so then off of our engulfing candles here, off of our lows being respected, we got another retest of our EMA. Off of that retest of the EMA, our news event happened. And off of our news event happened, we have now how big this candle is from open to close. We have a 40 pip candle, 40 pip rise in one candle. You know what I'm saying? Within 15 minutes. So that's more of a in-depth look on structure to see, okay, without news, without looking at news, what are we identifying? Okay, so just to give you guys an understanding of looking at this bar, I'm going to play it back for you guys. Okay, and so this is where price is right now. We see prices testing this EMA also, so we should be looking for a downward move. Okay, we found a low. We don't have anything signaling a bullish move right now. We have some bullish candles right here as they're popping up, but we also have a lot of indecision. So the fact that nothing is really being officially broken right now, we don't have enough for bullish confirmation. So we're going to allow it to play out real quick. And as you can see, off of this high, price is starting to reject. And so allowing price to reject, we have a lot of indecision. We see where price is wanting to move up in these sharp moves, and also trying to push down with these sharp moves, but ultimately staying within the same range, okay? So we'll let it play a little bit more. But ultimately, this low being respected at that time, okay? Allowing price to drop down, okay? We're starting to get our respect from our highs. A lot of indecision within this area. Like I said, not enough confirmation for us to be signaling buys right now or sales because it's within this range. Finally got our drop and test of that test of that trend. Let's pull that back a little bit. Sorry, it's my first time really trying to use a replay tool, but let's pull it back right here, okay? So we see our indecision in price here. Okay, let's slow it down some. We see price now starting to move. Okay, we got another test to the upside, but ultimately we're still getting a downward move. Boom, this is the move that I was talking about. This is that type of bearish engulfing move that could fake people out. You know what I'm saying? The mindset of, here, hold on guys. Let me go get my charger. I did not want this to cut off. Okay, cool. I don't know if I pause the record. I might got to go back and do it, but it's okay. So just looking at where price is right now, we see this rejection to the downside, and we see the engulfing candles that we have, the strong bearish momentum that we have testing these lows. So this could probably, this probably was enticing sellers to enter the market to the downside. Ultimately, like I said, these lows need to be broken in order for us to hop into any type of shorts. This range here is just a fake out range in which we don't want to even deal with it. It's a range of 15 pips. You know what I'm saying? 15 pips, not really something big that you would want to target. Yes, some people target 15 pips, but for me, it's not enough from what our overall target is. Okay, so we got to test our downside again. Let it play out a little bit more. Got our test. We got an extended move to the downside, basically just enticing sellers to hop into the market with a hard rejection to the upside. Literally, as soon as we tested this low again off of our previous lows, a bit wicking again, we got an extension and a drop and a big ass rise. Okay, so you see that big rise that happened within that 15-minute time frame. That's the movement that we would be looking for to signal some type of momentum. Okay, where it broke out of this zone that we were targeting, not a big strong movement within the zone, but it broke out of the zone. You get what I'm saying? So now the fact that the price broke out of this zone, what we need to look for to signify a bullish type momentum trend now, we need a retest to happen and price to not break below these previous highs, which are now the support now. Okay, so I'm gonna allow price to move. I'll speed it up for you guys a little bit. As you guys can see, getting a lot of bullish momentum. Price keep wanting to test the upside, rejecting because at the current moment we didn't have enough momentum to break. Okay, and so this is why we were targeting the CAD pairs for this for the news event. You know, to give CAD the strength that we needed to push it higher, because as you guys can see within this range here, it's a lot of indecision of price trying to move back down but not having enough momentum to just spiking back to the upside. And so now we're nearing this news event. We got our retest. This is our retest. This is the retest that we're looking for, basically signifying that price does not have enough momentum to keep pushing down. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we're keying on, guys. This is really what we're looking at as far as structure, as far as the retest and price, and using our EMAs as confirmations, our support and resistance as confirmations. Okay. Got our retest here. Price is retesting again, trying to make sure we don't have enough momentum to break through these lows. And guys, you can actually see what the fuck happens right off of our news event. And this is where we are currently, testing our previous highs. Price is still moving. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we're targeting, guys. Why are we targeting here? Because this is our previous low, our previous high, on which price had to break originally to start this bearish trend. Okay, so this is the mindset and understanding the flow and understanding the dynamics of the market, the characteristics of the market. You know what I'm saying? And the levels that you need to be identifying. So you can just understand it. It's all about understanding, guys. Like Q always says, it's all about confluence, okay? Understanding multiple strategies to give you one valid answer. It's just giving you multiple strategies to help you be more confident in your entries and your exits and actually understanding what's going on in the market. Like I hate when people say, you know, I'm just a technical trader. I'm just a fundamental trader. I only swing trade, I only scalp trade. So that means that you're limiting yourself to all the other resources that are out there to help you benefit. You know what I'm saying? And this is not me taking shots at anybody, but it's like, why are you limiting yourself to a space that's endless? You know, where you can use multiple strategies to give you multiple confirmations in your answer. Like, why wouldn't you want to have 20 confirmations? Just saying, hypothetically speaking, why wouldn't you want to have 20 confirmations on why you should buy something compared to, you know, just one confirmation of, okay, yeah, you should get it. You know, I would want people to tell me, yeah, you should get it. This is the reason why you should get it. It helped me out. So this is why you should get it. You know, these are the benefits of you getting it. You know, this is the possibility of what can happen if you get it. You know what I'm saying? Just to give me more confirmation of why I should get it or why I should enter it, why I should exit. Huh. You know what I'm saying, guys? So, yeah, man, I just want to come on here and give you a little understanding and insight of what we were looking at this morning as far as the CAD pairs. We did amazing this morning, guys. I'm glad all you guys were able to hop on and take advantage of it, take advantage of the markups we had. We killed gold this morning, EU this morning, USDCAD shit. We have them really all up here. We had AU. GN really didn't go in our favor last night, but understanding GU, this was only if price was to break back below. Okay, so this is only if price was to break back below. And like I said, I can give you a little understanding with that real quick. Price didn't break below. You get what I'm saying? So understanding where we at here. This was just if we were to get some NZD strength. Me understanding that this is a bullish momentum, been in bullish trend for the longest. Just counter trend trading, just me, you know, going through my things, back testing, really, if you wanted to say it. I did not enter this at all, but just giving myself a mental note. So, you know, I have my notes here just of understanding what's really going on. Okay. So we're risking one-on-one. I want to say it was like 100 pips to 100 pips. needing for price to stay below. This is only if price breaks below. And like I said, as you guys can see, price did not break below, literally tested this low in which we had our entry, which the entry would have been if price would have broke below and rejected to the upside, okay? And so we were looking for this retest last night. We're looking for the retest to happen within here. Our sniper entry, okay, would have been okay for the downside. But like I say, this was enough confirmation at the time for us to enter in on a sniper entry. That's why we wanted for price to only break below here because of the indecision within this range. And as you guys can see, it stayed to it. It stuck to, the indecision of actually pushing higher. But the reason why we shouldn't have hopped in right now was because there was no confirmation, okay? Within this range here, there was a consolidation phase, so there'll be a little bit more entry. It'll be a little bit more risky entering in this area, but you can see another entry just off those lows being broken within this area here, okay? And then price moving to the upside, crossing our EMAs and continuing to the upside, okay? Like I said, true players, they fuck up sometimes, but it's taking accountability of their fuck ups also. But like I said, we weren't in the trade, just, back testing some things. And that was just EU if price was to move back down, but we already knew EU was rising up off our EMAs. That was a what if for one of my students, AU, what price dropping down to the downside. This is our original analysis of EU of testing our 50-point zone. If price was to break below here, we're looking for price to test our 38 zone on down. And then what price did was respected our 50-point, moved higher. That was gold off of our rise. And those are USDCAD. So yeah, guys, just wanted to, and CAD, yeah, CAD JPY. So really just want to give you guys an understanding. As you guys can see, currently up even more, 75 pips currently USDCAD. But just give you an understanding of what we were looking for today on the CAD pairs, what drove us to look at this entry, what drove us to have this type mindset behind entering this position, currently up. And just want to give you guys a little bit more insight because this is what I want to do coming into 2020. Give you guys more understanding, more realization, more experience to the markets through me to bring the value that y'all need, man, because it's time to level the fuck up. You feel me? A lot of you guys have been with me for a year or two now. I've seen a lot of progress, but in the same sense, we always need to be better in ourselves. We need to keep being great, keep being great, keep motivating each other to be greater and learn new things, guys, because it's us versus us. It's you versus you in this space. It's for nobody else but you and your loved ones and those attached to you. So your success is based off of your knowledge, your experience, and your execution. So I plan on giving you guys more of me as far as executing more of myself for you guys to bring more value. But I just want to come on here and give you guys an understanding of what I was looking at. We're going to do this more often. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned a lot of insight from this video. Got a lot of things, took a lot of notes. But yeah, guys, we're gonna start this shit up, man. I just want all of you guys to be accountable to yourselves going into 2020 because this is our fucking year. I feel it. I get chills talking to Marvin and Reggie. Just talking the mindset of what we want to bring to you guys, the mindset of ourselves, the level up of where we came from and where we are right now. Like, who would have thought? You know what I'm saying? And this is the mindset I want you guys to take also within the next 5 to 10 years. Where do you guys see yourself? I want you guys to make your daily goals. I want you to write down plans. Like, I got my whiteboard right here. This is everything that I'm adding for you guys in the course. You know what I'm saying? That I have to give you, that I have to execute within myself to make sure you guys get this value. You know what I'm saying? Everything here. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just me, man. I just want to get on here and holler at y'all. My coffee done got cold, but it's all good. Taking a sip of that beer, Okay, that bit no good. But it's all good. Yeah, I'm going to holler at y'all, though. That shit's nasty. I'm going to holler at y'all later on, though, man. You know what the fuck going on, man. Love you guys.